Well, good morning. I trust that you all have recovered from Christmas and New Year's parties. I am back in Small Victories. This is a current Amazon book, and you're going to see that I've already done one side of this butterfly, and now we're going to do the other side, except the purple. I accidentally did the wrong side on there for you. But let's blow this up and let's get started. I am using my Grizaye pencils. Excuse me, I'm going to sit down and then I'll speak a little louder to make up for the distance. Let's just start with these tealy colors. I've got jade number 37, and then I've got turquoise number 35. So you'll see I did in the jade all of these and these. All right, I'm going to come back in the turquoise and we're going to look for where something overlaps. So that line is continuous, which means it's on top. So we're going to do a little bit here in this bottom petal and then across the bottom and fade it out. You're not going to have to do a whole lot of blending if you have these Grizaye pencils. Here's another continual line. This one is underneath. These pencils have some oil in them, so they do blend rather effortlessly. I have been in touch with Grizaye, goodness, for several months now, and just doing different things with them. And they did send me these, but I can tell you one reason they sent them was because they were on my wish list. They had already sent me 3 and I loved them, but just financially I could not buy any more pencils until I'd used up a lot I had, and so they were kind enough to go ahead and just send me these. So I have been using them pretty steadily for a while now. If you go back and look at my old videos, I just love these pencils. Whenever I use some up, they are available to buy individually also. So I'll have to see where we are financially at that point. But yeah, that's going to happen one day, I know, because I do use them so much. Okay, so you can see me just kind of blending there as I go along. Come down on this next one, always looking to see what's underneath. Now see, that's full, but this one is not a full line, so I know this petal is underneath on that side. Right here it's full, but here it's not a full line. That means that that petal is not on top. Now, does anybody not understand what I mean when I say a full line? Let's just take a piece of paper over here real quick. So this is a full line, so that petal is now on top. This is also a full line, so that petal can be called on top. If I start here and come around, that is not a full line, so that petal is tucked underneath and that part gets shaded. Here, just this part gets shaded. This is a full line, so just this gets shaded. This, if it starts here, is not a full line. So the middle gets shaded, plus up here gets shaded. And then if I go from here to here, that is not a full line on either side. So both sides get shaded. Does that help a little? When I say a full line, that's what I'm speaking about. That's where I'm coming from. Okay, So let's go back and finish these up. Looking for those full lines. This one comes all the way around, that one does not. So this petal is underneath that petal. Full line, almost full, but it's not. Not a full line on this side. Not a full line on this side. And the rest of those look like full lines. So now I can just kind of shade in the middle. And then because this is tucked under, I'll go ahead and do some there. So hopefully that helps you to understand a little bit. And here I'm just wanting a little bit more of the dark in there. So I just went up through the middle a bit. Okay, let's go up and look at these. This is the same color. Full line, full, oh, this one isn't quite, but it looks like all the others are. So I'm just going to get some of that color in there, just so that we have our two colors going on. Then this one, okay, this one is not the full line, because see how it goes into the side of this? So here, here. This one, it could actually go either way, so I'm not going to worry about it. And then I'm just going to come around on the rest of these. Get that edge. And then get around the bottom. The main thing I'm trying to do is just make sure that both colors are used on each flower or leaf so that it looks more dimensional. And that's it for those two colors. Now I'm going to leave these pencils out because I do believe I used them again on another picture. Okay, leaves. Something I did not do here on the leaves that I should have was told myself which ones I was using, because I have two sets of greens going on. And okay, this one's a little darker, so I am using leaf, which is 27, and grass, which is 26. So I'm thinking this is the leaf. That looks right. Now let's see if this is right. Is that the same as that? Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. So just blending those colors. See, this is not a full line right here. So that tells me this one is on the bottom. And then this is just down at the point. So I'm going to do it darker. Okay, where else did I do this color? I want to say I did those. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. See, it's hard for me to tell. I should have written down what I used where. So this is number 25. It's lime, and I did all these tips. So, and these tips and these. So I guess the thing to do is be sure you label or do both sides as you go so that you can keep up with what was what. This is olive, number 32. And this is a bit darker. So as you come in and do those center areas, make sure that you lift up pretty quick on the pressure you're applying so that you have time to blend into that first color. Okay, so there's that. And then this, can you see how I'm just kind of hitting at it a little bit? You don't need a lot of color in there, just enough that you can tell that there are two colors, or that it went from a light to a dark or dark to light. Okay? Then let's go ahead and do this. And that's not a full line. And then there, and I'll do a little bit over here just to give it some interest. Like I said, I try not to make anything just one color if I can help it. All right, now there's one more set of greens. Yeah, when I do greens, I do greens. So this one is regular green. It's number 29, and I did all of this. Okay, and then, whoops, yeah, and then these. And you can tell it is a different shade than the others. And that's what I'm going for. I'm going for different shades in each one of these. And this is where it's flipped. So there would be a shadow because it's tucked underneath. And then each one of these just gets some darker down at the base or by the edge. This is really a good example for in this book how they are small victories. I mean, it doesn't take all that long at all to get this colored in. Just a little small victory, not taking days upon days to do it. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do these. Just a little bit, just so that it's darker where it's attached. Okay, and believe it or not, that was the hardest part. One of the funnest ones to do, I think, is this one, Powder. It's number 42, and I just did all the bottoms. It's a little bell type flower. And then I go to Cerulean, which is 44. Now this is a darker blue. Okay, if you're using something like Cerulean and then you bring blue into it, look how dark that is. So really lighten up the pressure so that it blends in. Okay, so I'm not going to be heavy-handed with this. I'm going to get the color right there, and then I am barely touching the paper. I know I wanted to whisper when I said barely, because it is just barely touching that paper. You don't want to overpower that. But again, because these are oil-based pencils, I can come back in with my original color and they're going to blend beautifully. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Coming back in with my original color. Look at that blend. Okay. Again, these are the Grizaye pencils. You can get them on Amazon or you can go to grizaye.com. This is orange, number 7, and this is poppy, number 5. Poppy has quickly become a favorite color. I based this in the orange, and then I'm coming back in with poppy and just getting the centers. Just enough to where I've got 2 colors going on. Okay, really easy. Let's look at these pinks. I have blush number 12, and that's all of these and these. And then I'm going to move over to fuchsia number 16. And again, I'm just putting a bit in the centers. Even when something is really small, you can still get 2 colors in there for the most part. Now, I won't say always, but I mean, I'm just putting a little bit of color in the center. And you can see the difference in these two. Just a bit of color. See, there's a difference even right there. Just squiggle it in there. For you that are just getting this book out, let me just remind you, I have been working in this book for a while. So if you go back through some of my old YouTube releases from when did the book come out? In October, November? That's when I started doing these videos. So you'll be able to see them. And I've done, gosh, hundreds of videos over the last few years. So, I mean, I do have lots that you can watch. Yeah, making videos is not a big income. I make about $100 a year. That's it. So if you're thinking, ooh, I want to do videos too, I want a paycheck, yeah, it's not big. Okay, let's move over because I'm going to do the purple. Now this is lilac number 56, and I just did the flower. Okay, leave some up at the close areas to the center undone. Then this is violet 53, and I'm going to come at the edge. I didn't come at the edge very much over here, so let's do that. At the edge, and then fade in, and then let's come out from the center. And then we're going to come in here, and then right here, because this is tucked underneath. It's down underneath that other, so is this. And then we'll do our coming out right here, where it comes out from the center. And then this one's tucked underneath. So I'd made that one and this one. So I'm going to bring that color a little further out than I do some of the others. Okay. I am trying to get a little bit ahead on my videos because I am going to try to beef up my Etsy store this year and do some gift card holders and sell them there. And so I want to be able to spend a little time playing with paper crafting. So, but before I do that, I want to make sure I have y'all caught up. So, all right, next I'm going to come back over and I'm going to do the background. I did the entire background with Honey number 21. Now you'll notice I left blank here and just around here. Okay, that's where I'm going to come in with my next color. My next color is Ochre number 19. Anytime you get pencils that you really, really like, and you can tell that you're starting to use one color down more than the others, try not to use that color for a while. See if you can't move over to a different color. Like there's usually 2 or 3 yellows in a pack. Let's say you gravitate towards one and you're like, oh, it's going to run out. Okay, use one of the ones you don't use as much for a while, just for a bit, until you can use down to where the other is. And you're going to find then that you're not going to run out of just one pencil. You know, there's purples and teals that I gravitate towards. And I find that if I'm closer to running out of one than the others, I'll take a break and go back to the others for a bit. And then once I've used them down some, then I can go back to my favorites again. And it just keeps me from ending up with a bunch of pencils that I think, oh, I'm not going to use these. So, because you don't want 3 partial packs of pencils that you're not using just because they're not your favorites. Try this year, try to get yourself to use up some of those pencils that are longer that you don't care for as much. Okay, I'm not a person that uses, well, browns, orange, those are not my favorite colors. But if I mix poppy or some red with it, then I like it more. So just make sure that you're incorporating those other colors in so that you're not stuck with just what you don't care for as much. You can see I'm just going around here trying to blend that out. Now, I purposely didn't blend this out. I'm going to come back and show you on it. See, here I'm just blending it out. I told you that's fairly easy to do with these pencils. Just blend it out. And then here, what I did was I did the whole thing in the first color. Then this color, I came in and did these and did just the little under pieces. And then my last color is brown, and I tucked a bit of brown here, here, just in the tips, okay, for the brown. Then I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to look to see what's really buried down in there. And I should do that on both sides because I did that in the other color. Okay. And then I'm going to do just what's way down in. Just what's way down. Okay. I'm going to come over here and pick up what I missed. If you're coloring along and you see that you've missed a part, it's a good idea to pick it up right when you see it. Because if you don't pick it up then, there's a good chance that you're going to forget again and still not pick it up. Okay, there, a little bit here. Now, while I'm right here, going back to that very first color, and I'm coming in and just blending it out. Now, something else you could do on this page that I did not do. These lines right here, see how this one tucks into it, and then this one tucks in some? You could do the darker color right there. In fact, let's just go ahead and do it. Do it on both sides. It's just going to make that look a little bit. See, I just did very little, but it does make it look like it's tucked under some. Okay, then up in here, I'm going to grab that dark, my darkest shade, and just get in here where it's the darkest. Okay, and then this V here. You know, I think I've been doing V's for a long time. I think I've always referred to those as V's. And then make sure I'm doing the same thing on this side, because what you do on one side, you want to try to incorporate on the other side too. Okay? And that really is about it. I just came over and did part of that line, just barely. Oh, no, I see something else I did. I did this with, I didn't do it with this. Okay, I think I did it with the ochre. Yeah. Okay, and then I came in with the brown. And I'm just going all the way around here and in the center area. Just get all that done. Then what I'm going to do is come back in with the yellow, go over the top, and it just brightens it some. It'll just brighten it up a bit. Okay, and that, my friend, is our butterfly. I will come back in probably, I'll go ahead and do this way. The reason I'm using the brightest one on this is because the other color is right there. So I will use the brightest here, and because it's there, I'm going to use it here. Purple and yellow are opposite each other on the color wheel, so they're going to go well together. And then I will come in with that middle color. What was it, honey? Nope, it was ochre. See, so many of the pencils could be other names. And that's not showing up a whole lot, so I am going to come in with a little bit of this brown. Just a little, just to kind of tuck the color back up under there. Then in my V. Okay, now the rest of it I'm probably going to use gel pens. Okay, so, oh, here I did use, wonder which green that was. Was it this one? I don't know. Let's try it. Possibly? Yeah, try to keep your pencils separated somewhat. But anyway, you can see it doesn't matter. Just grab two of your greens and do that part. Okay, so I will be back in a few days and we can start another picture. Okay? All right, thanks for joining in. Be sure and share my videos, and let's up the viewers this year. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.